They couldn't stand each other. Not the playful kind of we pretend to hate each other. Not the flirty kind. The real kind. The kind where eye contact feels like a challenge. Where every conversation turns into a competition. Where you leave the room irritated, replaying arguments in your head. If you had told them back then that one day they'd be standing at the altar, promising forever, they would have laughed. Or worse, argued about it. But sometimes the person who triggers you the most is the person who understands you the deepest. This is their story. Sophomore year. Advanced economics class. Maya liked structure. She color-coded her notes. She sat in the second row. She respected deadlines and silence. Then there was Daniel. Always 5 minutes late. Coffee in hand. Confident. Relaxed. Annoyingly unbothered. The professor asked a question about market regulation. Maya gave a precise, thoughtful answer. Daniel leaned back in his chair and said, "That sounds great in theory, but that's not how the real world works." A few students laughed. Maya felt her face burn. It wasn't what he said. It was how he said it. That slight smirk. From that day on, every class became a silent war. If she spoke, he countered. If he presented an idea, she dissected it. They weren't just disagreeing. They were trying to win. Mid-semester, the professor assigned a major research project. Partners were random. When their names were called together, the room actually went quiet. Even the professor hesitated. Maya was furious. Daniel laughed under his breath. This should be interesting. Their first meeting was a disaster. Maya brought outlines, references, and a timeline. Daniel brought ideas, big ones, but no structure. "You can't just improvise a 30-page paper," Maya snapped. "You can't suffocate it with rules," he replied. The tension was thick. But something unexpected happened. They were both right. Daniel's ideas were bold and creative. Maya's organization gave them shape. Slowly, the arguments shifted. They still debated, but now they were building something together. Long nights in the library turned into shared takeout dinners. Eye rolls turned into reluctant smiles. They still wouldn't admit it. But the hatred was softening. One night, around 11 p.m., Maya noticed Daniel unusually quiet. No jokes. No teasing. "You okay?" she asked, almost automatically. He hesitated. Then shrugged. "My dad thinks this degree is useless. Says I should have gone into the family business." It was the first time she saw him unsure. Not arrogant. Not cocky. Just human. Later that week, he caught her staring at her laptop long after they finished working. "You don't have to be perfect all the time," he said quietly. She didn't respond. But her eyes welled up. No one had ever said that to her before. They had spent months attacking each other's ideas. Now they were protecting each other's insecurities. And that shift? It terrified them both. The project earned the highest grade in the class. They should have celebrated. Instead, there was this unspoken tension. Graduation was approaching. Maya had accepted a job offer in another state. Daniel was staying to launch a startup with friends. One evening, sitting on the campus steps where they once argued endlessly, silence stretched between them. "I'm going to miss debating you," Daniel said softly. Maya laughed, but her voice cracked. "It won't be the same without you interrupting me." There was something in the air. Something fragile. He almost said it. She almost did too. But pride and fear won. They hugged goodbye. Too long. Too tight. Then walked in opposite directions. Neither of them turned around. But both of them wanted to. The first year apart was the hardest. Maya excelled at her job, but every major win felt strangely incomplete. Daniel's startup struggled at first. There were nights he wanted to call her. To argue. To ask her opinion. To hear her challenge him. They dated other people. But it never felt right. No one pushed them the way they had pushed each other. No one understood them like that. Years passed. Not in dramatic fashion. Just quietly. Careers. Growth. Maturity. But some connections don't disappear. They wait. 3 years later, they both attended a mutual friend's wedding. Maya saw him across the venue. Her heart dropped. He looked different. Older. Calmer. When their eyes met, there was no tension. Just warmth. Their conversation flowed effortlessly. No competition. No ego. Just two people who had grown into themselves. I used to think you were impossible, Maya admitted. Daniel smiled. I used to think you were intimidating. They laughed. Then he said quietly, I think I pushed you because I saw myself in you. She felt tears threaten her eyes. I know, she whispered. This time, neither of them ran from it. They started slowly. Phone calls turned into visits. Visits turned into something steady. They still debated, but now it felt like dancing, not fighting. They had learned something powerful. The reason they clashed wasn't because they were opposites. It was because they were mirrors. Both ambitious. Both stubborn. Both afraid of not being enough. 2 years later, Daniel proposed. Not with fireworks. Not with a grand speech. Just honesty. You've challenged me since the day I met you. And I don't want a life where I'm not challenged by you. Maya didn't hesitate. Yes. Sometimes love doesn't start with butterflies. Sometimes it starts with friction. Because growth is uncomfortable. And the right person won't always feel easy at first. They might frustrate you. Challenge you. Force you to look at yourself. But if they also respect you, support you, and see you beneath the armor. That's not hatred. That's connection waiting for the right timing. The person you argue with today might be the person you build a life with tomorrow. If this story touched you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments. Have you ever misjudged someone who later became important in your life? Sometimes love doesn't arrive sweet. Sometimes it arrives stubborn. And stays forever.